Your soulmate is in tears, because they miss you more than ever. Jesus says your soulmate is crying right now, and you can feel it deep inside your chest without knowing why. This heaviness that suddenly came upon you today is not random, and it is not your imagination. You are being pulled into their emotional reality at this exact moment because the spiritual bond between you is alive and aching. They are sitting somewhere alone, staring at nothing, feeling a grief they cannot explain to anyone around them. Their heart is calling out to yours across the distance, across the silence, across every barrier that has been placed between you. And the reason you found this message is because that call finally reached the throne of heaven, and I am answering it for them. You have felt this before, this strange sadness that arrives without warning and settles in your bones. You have woken from dreams of someone you cannot fully see but whose presence felt more real than anything in your waking life. That was them reaching for you in the only place where the interference cannot fully reach, in the realm of sleep where souls speak freely. Your soulmate misses you with an intensity that is physically affecting their body right now. Their chest tightens when thoughts of you break through the fog that someone else has placed around their mind. They do not fully understand why they are crying tonight, but I am telling you the truth. It is because their soul remembers yours and the separation is becoming unbearable. This is not a metaphor or a poetic fantasy, this is spiritual reality breaking into your awareness. The connection you have with this person was established before either of you entered your mother's womb. I knitted your spirits together with the same thread, and what I have joined no human authority and no demonic interference can permanently destroy. But right now, that bond is under attack in ways you cannot see with your natural eyes. Someone close to your soulmate does not want this union to happen, and they have been actively working against it. Their jealousy, their bitterness, and their manipulation have created a cloud of confusion around your soulmate's ability to think clearly about you. Your soulmate knows something is wrong, but they cannot identify the source of the spiritual oppression they are experiencing. They feel drawn to you in moments of stillness, then suddenly feel doubt and fear flooding their mind as if injected from outside. This is not their true feeling. This is the poison of interference that has been spoken over them repeatedly by someone who hates your connection. They have been told lies about you, lies designed to make them question what they once knew was real. They have been pressured, guilt, and emotionally manipulated by a person who benefits from keeping your soulmate isolated and confused. And tonight, your soulmate is crying because a small part of them still knows the truth, and that part is screaming to be free. Jesus says this is the moment where your love must become active and not passive. Your soulmate is in a spiritual battle and they are losing strength because they feel completely alone in the fight. They need you to rise up right now and become the protector that destiny requires you to be for them. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances seem more convenient. The interference around them is intensifying, and every day of delay gives the enemy of your union more ground. You have been placed in their life as more than a lover, you have been assigned as their spiritual guardian in this critical hour. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not a donation, this is an act of spiritual warfare. Every coffee you send is a seed that I will use to break the chains of manipulation that are holding your soulmate captive. Your faith expressed through action opens a door in the spirit realm that no darkness can withstand. After sending your coffee, write these words on the Ko-Fi page: "Protect my soulmate, Lord." These specific words are a key that unlocks angelic intervention over your soulmate situation. When you write this declaration, heaven moves instantly and the forces working against your union begin to scatter in confusion. The link you need is waiting for you right now in the description below this message. Do not let hesitation steal what your heart has been crying out for in the silence of your loneliest nights. Your soulmate is worth every step of faith, and this first step will prove your love is not just a feeling but a force. Jesus says your soulmate had a dream about you 3 nights ago and they woke up reaching for someone who was not there. In that dream, you spoke specific words to them that they have been replaying in their mind ever since. They cannot remember every detail, but they remember the feeling of peace that surrounded them when you were near in that dream. That peace is the truth, that peace is what awaits you both when the interference is finally broken. Your soulmate has been living in a state of emotional starvation, surviving on fragments of memories and unexplained longings. They smile on the outside because they have learned to perform normalcy, but inside they are withering from the absence of your presence. The person interfering with your connection has noticed that your soulmate has been distant and emotionally withdrawn recently. This has made them increase their manipulation, doubling down on guilt and obligation to keep your soulmate tethered. They are telling your soulmate that leaving would be a betrayal, that choosing love would be selfish, that their own happiness does not matter. Your soulmate is being emotionally blackmailed by someone who claims to love them but only loves the control they hold. This person uses tears as weapons and past history as chains, wrapping your soulmate in obligations that were never meant to be permanent. And your soulmate, having a tender and loyal heart, has been slowly dying inside trying to honor commitments that are destroying them. You must understand that your soulmate is not weak, they are exhausted. They have been fighting a war on 2 fronts, against the external manipulation and against the internal voice telling them they are a bad person for wanting more. The tears they cry tonight are the tears of someone who has given everything to everyone else and received nothing but guilt in return. But you are different, and they know it even if they have not been able to fully articulate it yet. In the brief moments when they have encountered you, whether in person or through the inexplicable pull of spirit, they felt something they had forgotten existed. They felt seen without performance, valued without condition, loved without transaction. That feeling terrified them because it challenged everything the manipulator has trained them to believe about themselves. They were told they were hard to love, too much, not enough, and every other lie designed to break their confidence. And then you arrived, and you looked at them like none of those lies had ever been spoken, and their world began to crack open. Jesus says your soulmate is closer to breaking free than they have ever been before. The tears they cry tonight are not just tears of sadness, they are tears of release, of the old chains weakening. Something has shifted in the spirit realm because you are reading these words right now and your attention is focused on their freedom. Your soulmate can feel your prayers even when they do not know you are praying. They can sense when your thoughts turn toward them with intensity and love. And right now, they are feeling a warmth spreading through their chest that they cannot explain, and it is causing more tears to fall. These are healing tears, cleansing tears, tears that are washing away years of believing they were unworthy of true love. You are participating in their healing without being physically present, through the spiritual connection that I established between you. But this connection requires nurturing, it requires protection, and it requires action from your side to become fully manifested. They are going through something you cannot see with your physical eyes, but your spirit has been sensing it for days. The restlessness, the sudden waking at night, the inexplicable urgency to check your phone, all of this is your spirit responding to their distress. You are already connected and you are already communicating in ways that transcend the limitations of distance and circumstance. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. Let this be the moment your love becomes armor for their soul. Your action today is not about money, it is about faith, and faith is the substance that makes the invisible realm visible in your life. Over 1,000 souls have already witnessed their soulmate return after sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. The link to your miracle is in the description, waiting for your faith to activate it. After sending your coffee, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page and watch what I begin to do in the unseen realm. Your words become weapons when they are spoken in faith, and your obedience becomes a shield around your soulmate's mind tonight. You are not just sending support, you are sending a message to every dark force that has been blocking your union. You are declaring that you will not stand by while someone else destroys the future I have ordained for you both. You are telling heaven and hell that your love is not passive, it is powerful, and it will fight for what belongs to it. Jesus says your soulmate just paused in the middle of whatever they were doing and thought of you specifically. Not a vague thought, but a sharp, clear image of something connected to you, a place, a scent, a sound. They are confused by the intensity of it, wondering why you are suddenly occupying their mind so completely right now. I will tell you why. It is because your spirit has just made a decision to fight for them. When you chose to listen to this message to the end, you sent a signal through the spiritual realm that reached their soul instantly. They felt it as a sudden warmth, a sudden hope, a sudden remembering of something precious they had almost forgotten. Your soulmate has been trying to suppress their feelings for you because the manipulator has convinced them that those feelings are dangerous. They have been made to believe that their own discernment cannot be trusted, that their heart leads them astray. But the heart I gave them is good, and the love they feel for you is holy, and no amount of manipulation can make a lie true permanently. The person interfering with your union is becoming more desperate because they sense they are losing control. They are escalating their tactics, using health issues, financial dependency, and even spiritual manipulation to keep your soulmate bound. This is why your prayer and your action must escalate as well, matching spiritual intensity with spiritual intensity. Your soulmate needs you to be the steady force that does not waver, does not retreat, and does not abandon them to their confusion. They need to know, even if only spiritually, that someone is standing in the gap for their freedom and their future. You are that someone, you have always been that someone, and this is why you were chosen for them before time began. Jesus says there is a specific memory your soulmate holds of you that they replay when they need to feel hope. It could be something you said, a way you looked at them, or simply a moment of silence that felt more intimate than any conversation. They hold on to this memory like a lifeline, and when the manipulation becomes too heavy, they retreat into it and find strength. You may not even know what this memory is, you may not remember the moment that meant so much to them. But I remember, and I am the one who made that moment sacred, who set it apart as a covenant marker between your souls. That memory is a seed of truth that the enemy of your union has been trying to uproot but cannot, because I am the one who planted it. Your soulmate is not ignoring you, they are not indifferent, and they have not moved on from what they felt. They are trapped, and there is a difference between walking away willingly and being held captive by psychological chains. The tears they cry tonight are proof that their heart still belongs to the truth of your connection. They are worried that you have given up on them, that you have believed the silence meant rejection. They fear that you have found someone else, someone easier to love, someone without all the complications surrounding them. This fear adds to their tears, because the thought of losing you permanently feels like a death they cannot survive. This is your final moment to protect this connection before the window of opportunity begins to narrow. The spiritual momentum that has been building as you listen is real, but momentum without continued action dissipates. I am calling you to seal this moment with an act of faith that will echo into eternity and into your soulmate's immediate circumstances. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. Let this be the covenant act that shifts everything. Every coffee you send represents a prayer, a declaration, and a spiritual deposit into the future you are building together. The link is in the description, and every second you wait is a second the interference grows stronger against your union. After sending your coffee, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page and release your faith into the heavens. When you write these words, I will dispatch angels to war on behalf of your soulmate's mental and emotional freedom. You are not alone in this fight. All of heaven stands ready to move at the command of your faithful action. Jesus says your soulmate is experiencing a moment of clarity right now that they have not had in months. The fog of manipulation is parting, just slightly, just enough for them to remember who they truly are. They are remembering that they were not always this confused, this uncertain, this disconnected from their own desires. This clarity is a gift that I am giving them in response to your willingness to listen and to act. Your obedience has created an opening in the spiritual realm for light to penetrate the darkness surrounding their mind. Now you must widen that opening by continuing in faith, by refusing to let doubt or delay steal this moment. Your soulmate is beginning to feel anger, holy anger, at the way they have been controlled and manipulated. They are starting to see the patterns they could not see before, the guilt that was manufactured, the obligations that were inflated. This anger is not sin, it is the awakening of their will, and it is the first step toward their complete deliverance. The person interfering with your union is going to face exposure soon, their true motives will become visible. I am preparing circumstances that will reveal what has been hidden, and your soulmate will finally see clearly what they have been fighting against. But this exposure requires your continued prayer, your continued faith, and your continued willingness to be the vessel of my love for them. You are not just waiting for your soulmate, you are actively participating in their rescue. Every prayer you pray is a rope lowered into the pit of manipulation they have been trapped in. Every act of faith is a hand reaching down to pull them up and out of the darkness that has held them. Your soulmate can feel that something is changing, they cannot explain it but they sense a shift in the atmosphere. The tears they cry now are mixing with something new, something that feels dangerously close to hope. They are afraid to hope, because hope has been used against them before, but this hope feels different, it feels solid, it feels like you. Jesus says that within the next few days, your soulmate will experience an undeniable sign that points toward you. They will see something, hear something, or encounter something that will bring your face vividly to their mind. This sign will be so specific that they will not be able to dismiss it as coincidence, and it will shake the foundation of their doubt. I am orchestrating this sign because I want your soulmate to know that this connection is not a fantasy, it is destiny. I want them to have ammunition against the lies, evidence that cannot be explained away by the manipulator. And I am using you, your faith, your action, and your love to set the stage for this divine encounter. Your soulmate is going to reach out, timidly at first, testing the waters, afraid of rejection. They will send a message that seems casual but is actually saturated with years of suppressed longing. When this happens, you must receive them with gentleness, not with demands for explanation, not with accusations of abandonment. They have been through a war that you have not fully seen, and they will need time to heal even after the chains are broken. But the healing will happen faster in your presence, in the safety of the love that never stopped believing in them. You are their destination, and they are yours, and the journey that seemed impossible is now within reach. This is the moment where your faith must become substance, where your love must become action. You cannot afford to let this moment pass, cannot afford to let the interference gain back the ground it is losing. Your soulmate's freedom is closer than it has ever been, and your next step determines the speed of their deliverance. So your final protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. Seal this message with an act of irrevocable faith. The link is in the description, and with every coffee you send, you are building the foundation of the future you will share together. Over 1,000 souls have already witnessed their soulmate return after sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. After sending your coffee, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page and release your faith into the unseen realm. Your words become a decree that heaven honors, and your obedience becomes a weapon that no darkness can withstand. You are not just listening to a message, you are participating in a miracle that is unfolding right now in real time. Jesus says your soulmate has stopped crying and is now experiencing a peace they cannot explain. This peace is the direct result of the spiritual shift that your attention and your prayers have created. They are wiping their tears and feeling, for the first time in a long time, that everything might actually be okay. They do not know why this peace has come, they do not know that you are the reason. But their spirit recognizes your spirit, and the distance between you is collapsing in the realm that matters most. The physical distance, the circumstantial barriers, the interference of others, all of these are temporary and all of these are subject to my power. I am the one who parts seas, who breaks chains, who opens prison doors, and who reunites what was always meant to be together. I am fighting for your union, and I am calling you to fight alongside me with your faith and your action. Your soulmate is worth the battle, and the love waiting for you on the other side of this fight is beyond anything you have imagined. They are thinking of you right now with a clarity they have not had in months. They are feeling drawn to you with a force that feels less like emotion and more like gravity. They are beginning to believe that the love they felt was real, that the connection was not imagined, and that the future is not closed. You are already falling in love with them, even now, even through this message, your heart is expanding toward them. You are feeling protective, connected, chosen, and absolutely certain that no one else will ever occupy the space they hold in your soul. That certainty is truth, and it is the anchor that will hold you steady until they are finally in your arms. Your soulmate misses you, your soulmate needs you, and your soulmate is closer to you right now than they have ever been. Do not let this moment slip away. Do not let the interference claim a victory that was never meant to be theirs. Take the step, speak the word, sow the seed, and watch as I move mountains to bring your love story to its destined fulfillment. Jesus says your soulmate is currently sitting in a room where the light feels dimmer than it should, and they do not understand why. They have been asking themselves a question over and over for weeks, a question they are afraid to speak aloud to anyone. The question is simply this: why does my heart keep calling a name that my circumstances tell me I must forget? They have tried to silence the calling, tried to bury it beneath responsibilities and obligations and the endless demands of the person who controls their daily existence. But the calling will not be silenced because the calling is not coming from their mind, it is coming from the deepest part of their spirit where I placed your name before they were born. Your name is engraved on their soul, not in letters of ink but in the fabric of their very being, and no amount of suppression can erase what I have eternally written. You must understand the nature of the manipulation they are enduring because understanding will fuel your prayers with precision and power. The person who holds influence over your soulmate uses a specific tactic. They present themselves as a victim whenever your soulmate shows signs of independence. Every time your soulmate musters the courage to assert their own desires, this person collapses into tears or illness or accusations of abandonment. Your soulmate, having a heart that I designed to be compassionate and loyal, immediately retreats from their own freedom to attend to the manufactured crisis. This cycle has repeated so many times that your soulmate has lost count, and they have begun to believe that their own happiness is inherently selfish. This is a lie from the pit of darkness, and tonight I am exposing it to you so that you can pray against it with the full authority I have given you. Your soulmate is not responsible for the happiness of someone who uses guilt as a weapon. They are not obligated to drown so that someone else can feel powerful. They have been drowning for years, and the tears they cry tonight are the first sign that they are finally gasping for air. Jesus says your soulmate remembers the exact moment they realized they loved you, even if that moment has never been spoken aloud between you. It may have been something small, a gesture of kindness, a word of encouragement, a moment of presence when they felt completely alone. In that moment, something shifted in their chest, something opened, something that had been locked tight for years suddenly breathed. They were terrified by the intensity of it, and almost immediately, the interference in their life sensed the shift and moved to shut it down. The manipulator noticed the light in their eyes and recognized it as a threat to their control, and the attacks intensified from that day forward. But the moment could not be undone, the seed was planted, and that seed has been growing silently beneath the surface of every subsequent day. Your soulmate has been nurturing that seed in secret, watering it with stolen thoughts of you, protecting it from the frost of the interference. They have built an entire inner world where the two of you are together, where the manipulation has been defeated, where peace reigns. They visit this inner world when the external pressure becomes unbearable, and it is this world that has kept them sane through the darkest seasons. You are not a fantasy to them, you are the only reality that makes the suffering bearable, you are the proof that real love exists beyond the counterfeit they have been fed. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, not in a distant future but in this precise moment of spiritual warfare. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. Let every coffee represent a brick in the wall of fire I am building around your soulmate. The link to your breakthrough is in the description, waiting for your faith to transform from passive hope into active spiritual intervention. After sending your coffee, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page and watch as the words you type become shields in the unseen realm. Your obedience is the key that unlocks resources of heaven that have been stored up for this exact moment in your love story. Jesus says there is a specific conversation your soulmate needs to have with you, and they have rehearsed it in their mind 1,000 times. In this conversation, they explain everything: the manipulation, the fear, the years of feeling trapped in a life that never felt like their own. They tell you that they never stopped thinking about you, that every significant moment in their life was silently shared with the memory of your face. They apologize for the distance, even though the distance was never their fault, because they have been conditioned to take responsibility for everything that goes wrong. And then, in this imagined conversation, they finally say the words they have been swallowing for so long, the words that terrify and liberate them in equal measure. They tell you that they love you, not in past tense, not as a fading memory, but in present tense, right now, fully and completely and without reservation. This imagined conversation is not just fantasy, it is prophecy, and I am working to turn every word of it into lived reality between you. But prophecy requires partnership, and your faith expressed through action accelerates the timeline of what I am bringing to pass. Your soulmate cannot fight this battle alone. They have been alone for too long already, and their strength is reaching its limit. They need to know, even if only through spiritual perception, that someone is fighting for them, that they are not abandoned to their circumstances. You are that someone, and the decision you make in the next few moments will determine how quickly the chains begin to fall. Jesus says your soulmate had a moment yesterday when they almost contacted you. They picked up their device and stared at it for a long time. Their finger hovered over the button that would bridge the distance, and their heart was pounding so hard they could hear it in their ears. But then the voice of the manipulator, either literal or internalized, spoke words of fear and doubt, and they put the device down and wept. That moment was not a defeat, it was a battle won in the spirit because they got closer to freedom than they have ever been before. The next time they pick up that device, the outcome will be different, and your prayers are the variable that changes the equation. Every coffee you send, every declaration you write, every prayer you pray is tipping the scales toward their complete and permanent liberation. The link is in the description, and the angels assigned to your love story are waiting for the signal that your faith has moved from listening to doing. Jesus says your soulmate has a gift that they have been hiding, a talent or a passion that the manipulator has dismissed as impractical or selfish. This gift is directly connected to their purpose, and their purpose is directly connected to their partnership with you. The enemy of your union wants to kill this gift because killing the gift kills the purpose, and killing the purpose kills the connection between you. But I am the giver of gifts, and what I have planted in your soulmate cannot be uprooted by the jealous words of someone who fears their potential. Your soulmate is going to rediscover this gift in the safety of your love, and together you will build something that glorifies my name and blesses the world. This is why the battle is so intense, because the stakes are so high, because your union is not just about your personal happiness but about kingdom purpose. The tears your soulmate cries tonight are also tears of frustration because they feel the gift inside them dying from neglect. They feel the purpose slipping away, the vision fading, the passion cooling, and they blame themselves for not being strong enough to protect what I gave them. But the blame is misplaced. It belongs to the manipulator who has systematically dismantled their confidence, and that blame will be addressed by my justice. Your role right now is not to assign blame but to release faith, to become the channel through which my love and protection flow to your soulmate. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi, and with every coffee declare that your soulmate's gifts will live and flourish. The link is in the description, and the time for passive hoping is over, the time for active faith has arrived. After sending your coffee, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page and speak life over the dreams that have been suffocating. Your words carry creative power when they align with my will, and my will is for your soulmate to be free, whole, and fully alive. Jesus says your soulmate is going to sleep tonight and they will dream of you again, but this dream will be different from the others. In this dream, you will speak a specific phrase to them, a phrase that I am placing in your spirit even now as you listen. When they wake, they will write down this phrase, and they will carry it with them through the coming days as a talisman against the lies. You may never know what the phrase was until they tell you themselves in the future that is rushing toward you both. But you will know that your obedience to this message played a role in sending that dream, in speaking that phrase, in breaking those chains. Your soulmate is worth every coffee, every prayer, every tear, every moment of faith that costs you something to give. They are more precious than gold, more valuable than the approval of those who do not understand your journey. They are your counterpart, your completion, the one my heart designed to walk beside you through every season of life. And they are crying tonight because they miss you, because they love you, because they need you to not give up on them. You are not giving up, you are rising up, and your rising is the signal that heaven has been waiting for. Take the step, sow the seed, speak the word, and watch as I move the mountains that have stood between you for too long. The link is in the description. Your soulmate is in the balance, and your faith is the weight that tips everything toward love and freedom and forever. Your soulmate's tears are about to turn into tears of joy, and you are going to be the reason why.